Hi, everybody. Welcome to AITA Pod. I'm Danny Vega, joined by a very special guest. You know her. You love her. The co-host with the co-host. It's Sara Levine.
Hello.
Sara, thanks for joining me. I've been telling you about my little Mexico City trip. It's been a ton of fun.
I'm so jealous. Also, you're matching your wallpaper kind of. I'm liking it. With
There we
leaf
go
print
for
vibes.
it's a leafy energy. Yeah, I'm here for a wedding. Super excited about that. Been eating like a wild boar. Huge fan of Mexican food, always been. I think it's probably the strongest Latin American food. Sorry, fellow Cubans. Sorry, Pitbull. But I'm up to my usual shit. I'm walking around, I'm eating pastries. I have discovered though, there's a key point where the Mexicans and I we don't see eye to eye, and that's their cookie game. I don't know what they're doing with the cookies. I've tried some giant cookies and I was like, so nope, they are dry. They are more like biscuits. And they're donuts. I don't know what they're doing. It's like, okay, guys, just maybe stick to what you guys are good at. I had a guava pastry today that, like, honestly, it changed my life. I wanted to move here. But when they try to go and do the things America is actually good at, they're not strong, but otherwise it's been amazing.
And how's the churros though? I mean, have you just been eating all churros all day?
It's a really interesting thing to bring up because I haven't seen a single churro.
What?
Yeah, I've eaten like this. It's like bread with like ricotta on it, I think, or maybe it's just butter and sugar, but that's one I'd never had before. That was delicious.
Sounds good.
But yeah, I mean, that's what's interesting is that Mexican food, I mean, this is like, Mexico City's south. It's not super close to the border by any stretch. So I had apparently a classical Mexican dish. I forgot what it's called, but it consists of ant eggs, and I loved it. So
I guess ants I guess they lay eggs, but I guess I also never thought about this. And wouldn't they be tiny? I'm confused.
I was confused too. I guess it's like their larvae and they're big ants, like tree ants. I don't really know. It wasn't my favorite thing in the world, but I enjoyed it.
Honestly, brave. I don't think I'd eggs. I'm like, okay, but then once I learned that it's actually larva, I'm like, I don't know.
Un poquito larvita, no problem. So yeah, it's cool. Everything here is like probably half price-ish, which let me tell you, loving that. Loving it.
Wow. Love. I really do want to go to Mexico. I've never been at all to Mexico, which is surprising given how much I love margaritas.
Oh yeah.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I feel like I got to plan a trip. Although one of my friends is having a wedding there, and I'm like, should I just wait for the wedding? But it's a long time away.
I mean, I think where's the wedding? Is it in Mexico City?
Yes.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool to be here. And then I'm going to Cancun, which a lot of people talk about. I guess the thing there is all the resorts are all you can eat. So it's going to be bad.
Yeah, most like all-inclusive resorts are just like you can eat until
I've never done that.
Forever.
I never been to resorts
nuts because I did one in the Dominican Republic, and I had never done one as an adult. So, I just go to dinner. There's no prices on the menu because it's all-inclusive. And then when you eat, I'm like, so do I just leave? I just go? And they're like, yeah, bye. I'm like, okay.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I always have that thought. I'm like, I want to go. I just want to go. I want to go.
It is the worst when your servers are so attentive throughout the meal. And then when it's come time to like give you the check and run your credit card, they're nowhere to be found. And it's like, do you want my money or not? Because like I already got what I needed from this service.
It's over between us. Let me free.
Yeah, like take my money.
Yeah, it's been cool here. Any updates on your end?
Well, I had to cancel one of my comedy shows because frankly, the tickets were not ticketing. Yeah. Sucks to suck, but it'd be like that sometimes, I guess.
Oh, I'm loving your stand-up journey. No, that's totally normal. I just did that. I mean, I actually just had an experience. It's interesting, the philosophy of it, because, my weekly shows, my weekly show is a small show. It's a free show. We'll do the show. We've done the show with 2 people. I think it started with 2. I think 3 more showed up. It was 5 people. It's a fast, like if I have a low audience count, like below 10, I'm gonna do like 5-minute sets. it's going to be a fast show because I think it can be a lot for the audience. It's kind of pressure. You're losing a little
Yeah.
bit of that tension, but it can still be really fun. And I mean, some people are super down for it. I've also done a normal length show for 6 people, which is a very fond memory I have. That was in Columbus, Ohio, though. So it's a little bit less,
Nice.
there's not a lot of competition.
Uh,
Yeah, I just did this show. My friend put it on and there was literally no audience. So I was like, okay, this is
so
an open mic. And then I did my set and then 4 audience members came in. He's like, would you want to go again? And I was like, honestly, no, I feel weird doing that. It feels like cursed. I'm not doing
that's
that.
so funny. Dang. Well, I guess I could have just continued it, but I just felt like I don't know. It was a Friday, which honestly may have been a mistake. And it was also this Friday, so I feel like people are kind of getting into Thanksgiving plans or like leaving and stuff like that. But I was just like, I don't know. I don't want these people to show up and have no one to perform to. And also like I have nothing to say right now anyway, so fuck it. Like just let me. But then I did do a show like 2 days, well, the day after. Yeah, 2 days after the election. So like the day after the results. And that was a really fun vibe. Like it was such a good time, very supportive. Like we were all just like laughing so we don't cry. And actually like a lot of people kind of showed up. So you win some, you lose some.
That's the nature of the beast. I mean, I will tell you that I understand that feeling. It's valid. You feel bad. That said, really, there's no comedian who's reasonable who is going to say shit. You know,
Okay.
for me, like my friend, when there's no audience, I'm like, let's just call a spade and maybe call it a night or do short sets if it's going to be an open mic. But
Uh-huh.
like, I'm not mad at him. I would never be mad because I'm like, I've been in this. Most comedians have been in that exact situation, and we already know it's very stressful to put on a show. And most of us, we're just happy that we had the opportunity, and sometimes it doesn't work out.
Oh, that's good to know because I thought people would be like,
Yeah.
well, fuck, I could have been like doing a spot at this place and like earning some money or just like, not wasting your Friday night. But that's good to know.
I guarantee that if you say that, if you hear that, it's extremely improbable. And if they say that, they're an asshole. Like, that's not a thing. They're an asshole.
All right. Well, good insight. Thank you very much.
Producer Sarah, she's making comedy happen in New York
Yeah.
City. Well, I don't know if you saw some of the Threads discourse, but I was attacked.
Oh, yes. Wait. I saw your tweet. I saw the first tweet. Then I saw your tweet about it getting picked up, and I was like, uh-oh, what happened?
Stop with in-law. Quote unquote, by marriage costs 1 syllable and saves many of us tremendous pain. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't really
It's not
think
like, guys, please stop using this term. It causes me pain. Like, come on.
I think it's a mid tweet. I think it was a forgettable
Yeah.
tweet. It was like a joke that didn't really work. No, Threads was like, no, bro, we're actually promoting this, bro.
Oh my God. It always is the jokes that you put zero thought into that you're like, I actually don't want anyone to see this, which is why I'm putting it on the internet.
25,000 views.
Shit.
Actually, no, just kidding. We're at 40K now.
Oh boy.
This is insane. My favorite comment just says no, which I thought was fair. I was like, that's reasonable. It is no.
I love that.
This other person wrote, makes no sense. Your spouse's mother would be your mother by marriage. Spouse's brother is brother by marriage. Let's pretend for a second that this is not ridiculous and nonsensical for the sake of argument as it doesn't describe the relationship. What tremendous pain is this causing?
Damn.
Bro.
It really read you.
Bro. And then all the people who are replying, why would it cause anyone tremendous pain? Asked Greg Creamer. Literally, I looked at this guy's.
Greg Creamer?
Greg Creamer. Sorry, sir.
I mean.
Dave Lind 4. You could save many of us tremendous pain by deleting your account, okay? I looked at this guy. He's got 2 followers, so I just wrote, bro, you have 2 followers. Tell your parents I said hi.
That's really good.
Anyway, I mean, I think it can be confusing because, well, let me just read what people posted on Spotify. We love to read these Spotify comments. Keep them coming, guys. Somebody wrote, a sis-in-law might be your sibling's wife too, and OP might not be married, or a sister-in-law is your husband's sister. See, that should be illegal. Actually, I think I wrote that. Scar wrote, came here to say the same thing everyone else did. Seriously, guys, of course it's her brother's wife who lost her mom. It has to be her brother's wife because this person explains dolphin emoji. That's this person's name. And by the way, I hope that's their real name. If they said, hi, I'm dolphin emoji, I would be like, that is a beautiful Name. Nice to meet you, Mrs. Emoji. Hi, long time list, first time com. I just had to say that both of you are right about what a sister-in-law is. It can be your spouse's sister, but also your sibling's wife. In this case, I'm sure it's the sibling's
Yes.
wife, because if it was the other, then OP's spouse would be grieving too.
It's all very confusing because someone in Reddit, this is an actual Reddit subject line. I was like, I'm so angry. I have to send this in Discord. They said AITA for getting the groom's brother's wife's mother uninvited from a wedding. And I'm like,
Bro.
oh my God. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Your mother, is that your mother-in-law? Or
See, that's
your
the
husband's
problem.
mother-in-law?
Look, I'm just saying it's a problem. We're struggling here. I don't have the answer.
Yeah.
Sarah's broke.
Groom's
She's
brother's
lost.
wife's mother's.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's got to be. I was like, I know this is some kind of in-law. You guys could have just said something else. Your sister-in-law's mom. I'm pretty sure that's right. Why did we do this like guess who? It's like that scene in Spaceballs where he's like, Luke, I am your father's cousin's friend's dog's former roommate. Like, shut the fuck up.
Shut up. I'm just like, let's just simplify. You know what I mean? Because like you're supposed to be like, you're my real brother now. Then just call out your brother. Like, I don't care. I don't care.
Or just like, why do we do this shit at all? Like, isn't it kind of weird that like the person that your child is banging is now sort of your daughter? Like, what the fuck is that about? It's weird. Let's just not
It's
do that.
heavy. It's heavy. Are you like me where you're like not really that close with all the extended family?
Well, I'm pretty close with my cousins, although there is one side of the family that like I'm not super close with because they're a lot older than me.
Yeah, because I was wondering how much of this is just a lack of familiarity, you know, like, you know, it's me and my folks and my brother and yeah, there's other ones, but they're barely in the show, you know?
Well, I feel like it does get complicated where you're like, is this person my second cousin or a cousin once removed? And again, why do we even have a term for this? They can all just be your cousins. Like, why is my dad's cousin not just my cousin to me? Who cares if they're removed or whatever?
I know, right?
I think I got that wrong. I don't care.
It's like I'm your cousin-in-law once removed. I'm like I'm cutting you out of my life, bro. I'm not.
Like,
I'm
yes,
not saying
I
that.
don't know you.
You're my friend. How about that? How about you just be my friend? Isn't that realistically what you are? You're kind of my friend, really. When we really think about it, we're associates. The other thing we got today was user you've looked better writes, Danny, I dig you, but attempting to be sexy, low trolling voice thing you do all the time, particularly when you're pretending to disagree with the obvious verdict, has got to stop. And I think it's this voice that's like, oh, Danny, I don't like, oh, Danny, it's in-law is the system we're using, Danny. So, oh, shut up, Danny. It's a good system. The system has been around for a long time. It's funny. People like it. Somebody wrote in the thread, they like the voice. Where are you on the voice?
Is that a sexy voice? Like, no shade, but...
Is that sexy for them?
Oh, right.
You want to come here? You want to come over, have some little kisses, Danny? Come over. I don't know why I'm saying that to me. Oh, you've looked better. Come here, baby. I like you, Danny. That person always says Danny. Anyway.
I think what instead you should do is do all your contrarian opinions in the grandma voice.
Oh, this is a good system. I understand it.
This is my favorite voice of yours.
Thank you, Sarah. We got a juicy little eperito for you, and it's an eperito because I'm in Mexico City. And by the way, they call it CDMX, and I think that's real cool because they still like CDs here. That's very cool. My other joke is, so all over Mexico City, there's signs that are it's like the no smoking sign, like the no, and it's no over an E. And I'm like, oh my God, like, why are they so obsessed with ecstasy here? Like, bro, what's going on? But it's just a no parking sign. Funny jokes. Sarah, it's great to have you. Our second story of the day, AITA for declining to bring wine to my friend's dinner. Sarah's going to read that. Our third story of the day, you guys aren't even going to believe it. AITA for dumping my BF after he shit in my dad's office. But first, folks, my jokes. Rate, review, subscribe. I know you hear this and you almost tune it out. Guys, seriously, please give me 5 stars. We have like 3.7. Just give me 5 stars, please. I'm begging you. I'm begging. Join on Patreon. Hundreds of bonus episodes. There's a bonus episode every week minimum. There's 2 bonus episodes every week for many weeks. I mean, it's crazy the value we're giving. Please don't tune this out. Hear me. Cuckoo-cuckoo. See, that's a rooster to bring you in. Please join Patreon. Enjoy the bonus ad-free experience with accurate timestamps. Let's do this thing. AITA for leaving my friend's daughter's play early.
See, that's just your daughter-in-law. Just kidding. Okay.
That's just your daughter-in-law. My friend invited me to attend his freshman daughter's play. And since my family has gone to many of her other plays and enjoyed them, we said yes. Because of a miscommunication, we didn't get the tickets until the last minute, and my friend's wife had to help us. Unfortunately, my friend didn't tell me that this play was experimental. No plot, no conflict. I couldn't figure out what was going on. There was a 10-minute part. Nobody spoke. Nobody moved. Just one character silently tied strings around rocks. What? An hour in, I gestured to my wife to leave. She was relieved. And my 12-year-old twin boys and her slipped out. We all did. We were in the very back row and we left silently. We later learned it ran for 2 hours and 15 minutes. The next day, my friend emailed me and said that he was angry and disappointed that we had left early. He said we should have stayed in order to congratulate his daughter afterwards, and she had a minor part with a few speaking lines. He said that his wife had worked hard to get us tickets last minute and that the quality of the play didn't matter. AITA for leaving the play early.
I love that OP is like suddenly a theater critic. He's like, there was no plot, no hero's journey, no exposition. Like, okay, man. I'm kind of wondering, like, is this a college freshman? Because if so, I can see this like totally tracking just some like weird black box college theater. I feel like high school, they usually have kind of tight controls over, you know, what they allow you to put on.
It sounds like a college kid who's learning
college.
about form. I will reject form and create a formless exercise of rock string tying. That's very possible. I think the question here actually goes back to what we were talking about earlier, which is, you know, what is reasonable to demand of an audience? You know, I was talking about if my show's lightly attended, I tend to go a little bit shorter. For me, you're losing an energy. There's a demand, a strain that's being put on when there's fewer people. I feel like this is a similar thing. It's like you go long enough, it's like 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours is very long for a performance that's not produced. 3 hours is like criminal.
No, 3. Well, there's got to be an intermission. And then I feel if there's an intermission, like you are 1,000% kosher to just dip.
Dip at the intermish. I mean, and that's basically what they did, right? They dipped after an hour.
Right. I think your crime is that they got like caught. Because it wasn't just like a intermission. They could kind of slide out while people are going to the bathroom and stuff.
They got caught and they were there on a favor. It wasn't like they did pay for the tickets, but they kind of had to like weasel their way in to get the tickets. But like that said, I think this is a big ask from someone with two 12-year-olds. I don't think that's reasonable.
Yes.
The 12-year-olds are everything.
Yes, because they had to pull in a connect to get the tickets. I'm like, does that mean that it was kind of sold out? Which, if so, I feel like their presence isn't missed. I think if it was just OP and the wife, I would say like, yeah, like it's not a huge character indictment, but you know, I would say you were maybe wrong to not just stick it out, but 12-year-olds.
The OP is being honest though. It wasn't about the 12-year-olds, right? They didn't like it. They wanted to leave.
No, but I think like kids, it's just like, you know, there's only so much you can expect them to sit through. And like as adults, I think you could just so much more easily suck it up and then be like, all right, we'll make fun of this later at home.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this is just like getting a grip on what the relationship is, you know, and I think this is a boundary thing. It's like, bro, like your friend invited you to attend his freshman daughter's play, and her role in the play was a few speaking lines. Is this really something that an adult is going to enjoy? Is this really something the 12-year-olds are going to enjoy? Or were they sort of indulging you and kind of being kind just by even considering and then kind of going to the next level by even showing up?
I mean, is the daughter going to really care that they left early? Are the parents just mad that they had to sit through it?
That's the thing. I'm like, what reality are we in? I just feel like this person has no grip on what people enjoy. A freshman daughter's play sucks. How is that supposed to be enjoyable? I mean, I think, there's times when like I'm trying to think of a good example of like if I was to say like, hey Sarah, will you come watch me race one wheels? It's not really in tune with the kinds of stuff that you and I talk about. You could say yes or no. I'd be happy if you said yes, but it wouldn't be like a problem. You know what I mean? It's just like not a realistic
Yeah.
expectation.
I don't think they were wrong to leave. I guess I'm wondering if like the friend was wrong to express their opinion.
I would just say sorry. I mean, it's true. I would be sorry. Putting myself in OP's shoes, I'd be like, yeah, bro, I'm sorry. I am sorry. And I would also think, and we're not compatible as friends because you live in some kind of bizarre fantasy world where I'm going to enjoy a horrible play and you think that I'm going to indulge the whole play. Like, my time is just more valuable than this. I don't want to do it.
I don't think I'd go that far, but I would just not go to the next play. Like, I would say, we're sorry.
No, I wouldn't go to the next play. But you wouldn't read some
no.
incompatibility here? I would be like, yeah, like, we're not the same kind of person. You're not, you live in I don't know what reality this person lives in.
I don't think it's that serious. Like, people get really weird about their kids, and also if they had gone to all the other plays, I could see why they would read into it a little bit more.
Yeah, I guess you're right. They did go to the other play, so there's kind of a pattern there. Many of her other plays and enjoyed them. So this one was a dud. I don't know. Now I'm kind of like, yeah, but so what? You don't know that some plays bomb? Like, bro, it's a thing. Like, and also some things just aren't other people's cup of tea. Like, to me, this is screaming incompatibility. I would say sorry, and I wouldn't like attack this person, but I would just be like, I'm not going to be your like close friend. Like, you sound like a delusional idiot.
I would just say, I'm sorry. And like, I don't know, next time you stop by the house, bring the daughter like some flowers or something, and then just don't go to the play again.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to get flowers for this, but if I had some reason to preserve this relationship with an annoying guy, it's kind of like, bro, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing that? Like, wouldn't you say like something more normal? Just like, yeah, I didn't particularly like it either. I totally understand. But hey, you know what would go really far with me? Could you just bring her some flowers? Because she didn't really feel like she was well received. Oh my God. Right? Wouldn't that be kind of the same thing with a little bit more like, oh yeah, of course, bro.
I mean, yeah, or just, oh, she was kind of bummed she didn't get to talk to you guys after the show. Like, whatever.
Yes. That seems reasonable, but getting angry and all like wild about it, people are saying otherwise. LJKM, soft YTA, you're there to support your friend and her daughter. Leaving early because you didn't like it isn't very supportive. I'm a Jill Sandwich writes, I think important context would be whether OP would have left if they hadn't had their kids with them. See, I think the kids.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is a key piece of context, but I think if the kids weren't there, I think the kids are like sort of a good piece of the puzzle. Like the kids are a good excuse.
The kids are a good excuse. Alarmed Albatross writes, who even emails shit like this? I love that.
Oh my God, that's like,
God.
I feel like members in my family would send these like insane scathing emails. And it's like, sir, this is
please.
Like, I don't know. It's just weird. I mean, whatever. That was many years ago. But in 2024, like, you got to keep all your deranged communications to text. I feel we know this.
Yeah,
it just feels so weirdly formal.
Useful Actuary writes, I can relate so much with this one. I have a close friend whose teenage daughter does 4 to 6 different musicals every year. My daughters and I aren't theater people.
Immediately, no.
My youngest has ADHD. We used to go to every show, but we're like over it. The tickets are expensive and the shows are long and boring. We still go once a year, but she pressures us to go to every show. And now I have to make excuses. It's also all she talks about whenever we get together.
Okay, see, that is a friend where I would say maybe we're not compatible friends because that is so much of a demand. It takes up like all their time apparently, and every conversation is about it. 4 to 6 musicals a year is a lot. And I love musicals.
So many.
But the musicals they put on in fucking high schools are just like boring ass musicals. Like, I do not want to see how to succeed in business without really trying. Like, oh my God.
This person goes on to write, I think the friend is YTA. So that they're saying the post is NTA. Guilting them after the fact. It's like, sounds like they supported the daughter through many shows. The friend's expectations are too high.
I mean, yeah, I think they could take one L.
I think they can take one L here.
And also, as far as the friend goes, like, first of all, I wouldn't say anything, but, maybe they had an emergency. I don't know. It's just like they gave their friend no benefit of the doubt and just went straight to like, we're mad, which means it was a bad show, okay?
They haven't accepted it yet. Your daughter was in a shitty play. It's part of life. All right. AITA for leaving my friend's daughter's play early. We do agree. Not the asshole, and they are?
They kind of are now, yeah.
Love it. Rate, review, subscribe. That's a foghorn. Respect the foghorn. Join us on Patreon. Over 200 bonus episodes. Every single episode ad-free, accurate timestamps. Let's go. I can't even say it right. Timestamps. Join us. All right, folks, my jokes. Here's Sarah.
AITA for declining to bring wine to my friend's dinner. I, 24F, have a friend, 25F, that regularly hosts dinner parties at her house. Everyone else brings the food and alcohol, and she gets out of any cost because she's hosting. I have tried to host a few times, but she never wants to leave her house, so our friend group always goes to hers. No big deal. Tonight, we're having a small get-together, and she texted me earlier in the day that our other friend had everything covered. I said that was really nice of her, and I'd be happy to Venmo when I get there. 15 minutes before I'm supposed to leave, she messages me asking to grab a $15 to $20 bottle of wine on the way. I'm diabetic, so I don't drink, and the whole group knows that. I don't think it's fair to ask me to pay that much for alcohol that I don't drink and contribute to the cost of the food. I declined and reminded her I don't drink, but offered to bring some pumpkin muffins I'd baked earlier. She left that on red and seems pretty upset with me. I asked my friend who doesn't know the other girls, and she said I might be the asshole. Side note, my friend lives 4 minutes from the nearest liquor store, while I live 35 minutes from her and have to make the drive there and back tonight as well. If I stopped for alcohol, it would be about an hour and a half round trip. So AITA. Hold on. So this girl, usually when you host a dinner party, that's implied that you are cooking the dinner, or at the very least, like the big entree.
Yeah, I've never heard of this setup.
I mean, it's a great grift. She's just like, okay, so everybody come over to my house and you guys bring all the food and alcohol and I will just eat it.
What kind of hosting is that? I'd like to do that kind of hosting.
Me too.
It's like a potluck where I ain't bringing.
Exactly. How are they allowing this?
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
I think because they're 24, they don't understand how it works, but that is definitely not how it works.
I mean, if people are down, they're down. I don't have an issue with that inherently. I think my issue is now we have someone kind of fighting against it, and really they're not. They are very reasonably, I think, saying, oh, well, I don't want to bring something that I don't support or I don't partake in. I don't drink. The whole group knows that. And then she offers to bring, and I want one of these pumpkin muffins. That sounds really moist. That sounds great. Then we've got this whole logistics issue where it's like this person is driving really far.
I mean, unless this girl lives in a mansion, like, why is she the host? Like, what is she bringing? What is she bringing to the table? Nothing. Just the table.
Literally nothing. Just literally the table. That's very funny. This is a weird setup. And then this girl, I think, offered a reasonable concession. She's 4 minutes away from the liquor store, so this could take someone else 10 minutes. Like, this is not 20 minutes, I guess, according to OP's math. That's not a big problem.
I know. It's not that serious. So you stop at the liquor store near her. It doesn't really add that much time.
It doesn't add. Oh, you're saying from OP's perspective, that's ridiculous?
From OP's perspective, it's ridiculous because she doesn't drink. From the perspective of, oh, this is now going to be like an hour and a half trip, it's like, not really. Like, it can take you 10 minutes to pop into the liquor store that's right by her house.
It's not that serious. I don't know. I have qualms, though, with asking people. I'm trying to think. I guess all my qualms go more to a conscious consumerism point, where it's kind of like, if you're vegan, the vegan person doesn't want to purchase meat. That's understandable to me. You know, I personally don't like alcohol. In my regime, alcohol will no longer be legal, or at least it will only be decriminalized. You know, I can't make in my regime jokes anymore because now we are in a tyrannical regime. But in a world where I could make that joke.
Well, yeah, and that's why I think it's fucked up. It's fucked up because you're asking for her to buy something that she, can't consume, not because it might take a magical half hour somehow, because it won't. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the issue with it.
Yeah, I don't know. This just feels like this person feels like they are running a low-key grift. It's not, this just generally isn't how it works. I honestly feel like it really does come back to that, because I'm like, if that's what this was, right? Like, let's say it was a potluck. That's a normal established thing. And but so that means OP is cooking. And then she says, hey, I know you said you didn't have anything for the potluck. Would you mind picking up some wine? Because that's the one thing we don't have. That to me doesn't feel unreasonable. And I'm like, okay, well, even though you don't drink it, it's like you're going to be enjoying other stuff at the potluck.
Yes.
So this to me really just feels like we have an entitled host here. And this is yet another sign of her entitlement.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the host has really figured out a way to just scam all of her friends into giving her a free dinner. Who do you think keeps the leftovers?
Ooh, you. Taco Bell for Dykes, a username I could get canceled for saying, writes,
Amazing.
I do think it's a weird request to ask a non-drinker to bring wine. Is your share of the food around 15 to 20 bucks? Also, how does the time work for grabbing it? Yeah, well, we've
Yeah.
debated
I'm just
that.
like, this is like when I get mad about something and I make up a fake reason about why I don't want to do it. It's like, okay, that's not real.
Reasonable Park writes, that's the OP writes, well, it would add like 15 to 20 minutes more for me to pick it up, not her. Then Senorita Gorita 22 writes, shout out Rachel. Wait, yeah, I'm confused at the math here because if you went to the place by her house, it would only add 8 minutes, 4 to the place and 4 back. Okay, but she would also have
And
to
then,
be at
like,
the
you
liquor
know,
store.
10 minutes inside the store. So
So that's 18 minutes. That's only 10 minutes off her original math. I
All
mean,
right,
she
that's
rounded
fair.
up by 12 minutes. That's not the most crazy. NTA writes, Senorita Gorita, she should have got it herself or asked the other girls, but to play devil's advocate, she might have been busy in the kitchen and had to, oh shit, I forgot the wine.
She's not.
She's not, because she's not cooking anything.
That's what we've established is that if she was busy in the kitchen, like, yes, 100%. But it doesn't seem like she's busy in the kitchen. She's not busy doing anything. So, like, what the fuck?
I can't. I think this is a grift interrupted.
I think that's why she's mad. Also, like, this is one of those situations where I'm like, either we're making a bad, incorrect assumption, or otherwise I'm like, who are these friends that are telling OP she's wrong? Like, have we really just botched it by assuming that the host is not cooking or providing anything? Because if so, then I could understand why her friends are saying she's wrong. But if not, I'm like, who are you people?
I mean, that's the thing about cultures, you know, this is kind of a little microculture where this flies for whatever reason. And a whole friend group can just be enablers to this weird dynamic, you know, like this person in her little reality, she who hosts doesn't have to bring anything. And I have a feeling if someone else in the friend group hosts, they may not even necessarily abide by her rules, but they're like, that's Jillian's law and we abide, you know? I mean, there's people like that, but it could be because she maybe has a big house or a particularly nice house or something like that is going where the friends are like, look, it's not really fair, but she has a fountain and a garden. I don't know.
Right, maybe.
She has a horse. I mean, fuck, I want to pet the horse. It's worth it to me.
Immediate, yes.
AITA for declining to bring wine to my friend's dinner. I think we agree. It's not the asshole, and she is.
Yes.
Guys, please rate a review. Subscribe. You get it. Patreon. Join. Please. Come on. Ad free. It's reasonable.
Oh my God.
It's reasonable. Guys, we're wrapping up here on a fun one. This is fun. AITA for dumping my boyfriend after he shit in my dad's office. I, 22F, just broke up with my boyfriend, 25M, because he took a shit in my dad's home office. Boyfriend was visiting me at my parents' house, and I woke up to my mom coming into my room. Boyfriend in the shower. She asked me to come into my dad's office and proceeded to show me a massive duke. At first glance, I thought it was a dog poop because my parents have 2 dogs. 2 small dogs, though. It doesn't add up. My mom then asked me if I thought it could be my boyfriend. Obviously, neither my parents nor I would do this. I love that she specifies that. Yeah, I don't think anybody would really do. I don't think this has ever happened, potentially. I walked back to my room and my boyfriend got out of the shower and immediately he started apologizing to me and telling me about the situation. He said he went in there to grab a paper he printed and an overwhelming feeling of having to poop came over him. He said he couldn't wait and had to poop right there. He got right in the shower because he got some on himself and said he was going to clean it up after and he was profusely apologizing. I literally do not understand because the bathroom is right down the hall. I appreciate the honesty, but I can't understand why you would duke on the floor of someone's house. I broke up with him on the spot because I am so disgusted and I can't even look at him after all of this, let alone talk about it with my parents. I told him to leave and now he is blowing up my phone, apologizing and begging me to reconsider, but I can't even cope with the fact he shit on my parents' floor. I can't figure it out. My dad and boyfriend did have a small fight the night before.
Ooh.
Like, was this a weird play? I don't know. AITA.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, what a bonkers thing to do. Accident or not.
This was not an accident. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, accidental poops are runny poops. I am an expert. I shart myself a lot.
But okay, but then I think if it was calculated, then why did he immediately go on the defense and start apologizing?
I have no idea. I don't know what could possibly possess someone, but I'm telling you right now, there is no world where this makes no sense. This was not an accident. He intended to poop there. Period. I'm an expert witness. I have had a solid, and what happens is it starts to hurt a lot. It starts to hurt a lot, but it won't pose a breach situation of this urgency level. An accidental poop is a runner. That's a fact. That's my testimony as an expert. I shit myself at Echo Park Lake and I ran home. Okay, I know. And by the way, let's say it is an accident. Fine, I'll go with you. The first step after you shit on someone's floor accidentally is definitely to clean it.
Yeah.
At least, maybe not thoroughly, but at least take the bulk of it.
Yes, pick it up.
Yeah, pick it up.
Yeah, you don't shower first.
God, all right. I am sensing a defense brewing.
Okay, hit me.
It isn't out of the realm of possibility that somebody could have an emergency like this. This might maybe be a smaller man who ate a greater meal and then
So now
okay.
he's inferior to you.
No, I didn't say anything about inferior. What? Oh, so small men are inferior? Well, I'm saying his digestive tract would be smaller. There's nothing wrong with being 5'8" or below that even. It's beautiful. I think it's beautiful when a man is 5'6". So maybe he's a smaller man who ate a greater meal, and I think it's not impossible. I'm betting against it, but let's just say he has the emergency. Then actually no, because she doesn't say. This is another thing. Why does he have to shower so urgently if it was such a clean
Well, then
loaf?
if it is a runner, I feel like you do need to shower because
A runner, you would need to
like
shower.
all on you.
I'm thinking though, maybe he panicked. It was on him. So he panicked because that's a panic-inducing situation.
And he's wearing boxers. I don't really know the logistics of this, but like if he's wearing boxers, you don't want to get more poop while you're cleaning up the poop on the floor. Like I feel like the poop could just fall out of your underwear
That's
unless
true.
you shower. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. The best case for this guy is a no assholes here, because I do think even if it's an accident, I do think sometimes something that one did not intend and is unintentional can be a deal breaker. It just can. And that doesn't make the other person an asshole.
Right. But shitting on the floor is pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. I'll tell you something I do. And I ask myself why I did it and what is the nature of it. And it's complicated, but I'll just tell you what I did. I'll just report what I did. And basically I was out with a girl and a rather sketchy individual kind of approached us. I sort of did nothing to protect her. I just kind of ran away, just left her exposed.
Oh no.
Yeah, it didn't end us there, but I think she held it against me. And, it wasn't okay that I did that. I don't really know why I did it. I have some theories. But yeah, I like, that's the kind of thing where it's like, is it my fault? Was it my intention? No, but it's like something shitty happened and I didn't really have a good reaction to it. And it was unfortunate. But them's the breaks. That's life.
Yeah, that's like a true fight or flight response.
Have you ever been turned off to a guy because of something that really wasn't his fault?
Yeah, I mean, like the ick, right? I feel like one time I met this guy and we had like amazing text banter and everything was so great. And then I just met him and he had like a very effeminate voice. And I was like, oh man.
Like, was it high?
Yeah.
Oh, Danny, why does it have to be so high, Danny? So it was it like this? Like, or was it lispy or was it just high?
I don't remember because it was so many years ago, but I just remember my impressions of it. And it was just high. Yeah.
Was it like this? Or maybe was it just more like a gay voice? I
don't remember.
What other kinds of effeminate could it be? What's an effeminate word? Beautiful is a little effeminate. Or gorgeous. You can kind of have an effeminate vocabulary. There's some like women coded words, I feel.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. That's beautiful. How magnificent. What about like a really gruff guy who talks like that? Yeah, I mean, I ain't no piece of shit. I'm gorgeous. I'm magnificent. I'm darling.
I think that would be funny. That would be funny.
Life is exquisite. It's a poem. Okay? So what? You won't date me? So yeah.
And he's also in the mob. I would go for that.
Voice is big. I'm with you on that. A girl, I know this girl who has the hottest voice. Every time we talk on the phone, I lose my mind. Oh yeah. Hot voice, it's a thing.
Oh, hot voice is totally a thing. I feel like I dated a guy for way too long because he had a hot voice.
Really?
I was like, why are you in your 20s hanging out with a college student? That was probably weird. But he had a hot voice.
Wow.
Any ladies out there like a little Danny Vega nasal voice, huh, ladies?
There's somebody out there for everyone. Well, yeah. That's some people say that. AITA for dumping my boyfriend after I'm so alone. AITA for dumping my boyfriend after he sit in my dad's office. Are we differing? Where are we on this?
I think there's like too much ambiguity to give him a no assholes here. Like, I'm just like, at least, I think at the very, very least, I don't know. I'm like, should he have just texted everybody like, hey, please don't go in the office? Or is that worse? Because that's the first thing it makes you want to do is go in the office. I can give him, I think at best, I could say, you know, this actually was an accident. He was like, fuck, let me just clean it up really quick before anybody notices. But then he got unlucky. But I don't know. I'm still like, I don't know that I could let you walk away with all this that has happened.
I'm going to bring in legal standards here. There's beyond reasonable doubt. And if we're talking about beyond reasonable doubt, I'm saying it's a not guilty. But if it's civil court, and it's a preponderance of the evidence, then I am saying AITA for dumping my boyfriend after he shit in my dad's office. I'm saying not the asshole. And he is.
Not the asshole. Because here's the other thing is like, how do you even tell people that?
It doesn't add up. And I will say for anybody who finds himself in this situation, now I don't know. Now I'm finding myself sharding, and that's a mixture of brunch, breakfast, and having like, you know, a cold brew after I had 4 espressos at home an hour prior. But if you're having this kind of massive loaf, maybe you're eating something like, I don't know, 40 carrots and a head of lettuce. I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you're eating 17 eggplants and a carton of Metamucil. I don't know what you're doing, but let me tell you something. Shit your pants before you shit on the floor of your girlfriend's dad's home office, your dad-in-law.
Wait, that's actually true, because it's like if he dropped his pants and took a shit on the carpet, like accident or not, no. I'm going to go with absolutely not.
Are we at beyond reasonable doubt for you?
No, I mean, even if it wasn't on purpose, I'm just like, your chain of thoughts was all fucked up. Like, I can't give it no assholes here. Because I'm like, yeah, you're right. You should have shit in your pants before you just shit on the floor. You know, you're printing something out. Put some papers on the floor. I don't know. There was no mitigation.
It was right there. It was right there. I'm with you. I don't want a hung jury here. Beyond reasonable doubt, full criminal. I am saying, we are saying NTA, and he is.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks so much for listening. Much love, Zimmy Zam and a Zoodad. I don't know why that just kind of came to me. I don't know.
What?
It was intended.
Collection of syllables.
It was sort of like it sort of like means have a good time. Zimmy Zam and a Zoodad. I don't know. You take it home, chew on it, come back to me and figure out what it means. I don't know. It came though. It just came to me.
Great.
Sarah, what say you? Follow Sarah, guys.
Follow me. Come to my next comedy show on December 5th. It will actually be fun, and there will be people there, I promise.
Sara Levine, so you can get all the updates if you're in the tri-state area. Go to the show. Don't make Sarah cancel another show. And come to my show if you live in the West Coast. Anywhere in the West Coast. If you live in Seattle, yes, I expect you to fly into my weekly show at a juice shop. Yeah, I expect that.
Well, I did that from New York, low key. So if I did that, you guys can do that. I literally changed my flight earlier to make it to Danny's show, so you guys could do it.
Thank you. And also shout out to the dear listener whose name escapes me, but she's a doctor from Australia. I'm so sorry I forgot your name, but she's an absolute gem and a half. She came to the show from Australia, so you can do it.
Esther, I'm so sorry. It came to me 20 minutes later. I got a lot going on in this crazy head, but it came to me, Esther. I had it. I swear. I didn't look it up or nothing. I had it in my head. It just didn't come at the spot. That's the honest to God truth. It was so great to meet you. Thank you for coming to my show.
All right, guys. Much love, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.